Hey YouTube, happy farming season 2020. I want to take a minute and thank everybody who has commented, subscribed, liked the video, provided me your support, encouragement, and feedback. It means so much. I have so much to draw from for this next farming season. I'm taking notes. I'm really excited about all of the information that keeps coming in. Thank you all very much. The promise of doing business has been really exciting, and it has also come with its own challenges. I didn't think that I would be gambling on doing business. I thought I would be gambling on growing industrial hemp as a startup farmer. But honestly, with the regulations that are being passed in my state, it is becoming really difficult for me to envision how I'm going to be able to move forward. So I am going to rant for a few minutes about what's going on in my state. And the reason I'm talking about this, it may not apply to you. We're all over the place, all over the country in this industry. But the benefits of being part of the cooperative and knowing my fellow farmers and those people being active with the legislators has been invaluable to me as a business. I'm rather unique in the state where I am growing my own hemp, I'm making my own CBD and oil, and then I'm making my own products. I don't know if there are very many other folks doing that in this state. We do have CBD stores that have opened up in this state, and my daughter and I actually found CBD products in American Eagle over the weekend. What's about to happen with the legislation in my state is that they're going to require licensing for manufacturing and another license for retail. That means that the mom and pop boutiques that are going to do business with me would have to pay a fee and register and get a license to sell my CBD in their stores. So when American Eagle has legal teams and, you know, these bigger companies can come in and fill up an entire store full of inventory overnight, and I'm just making my stuff little by little in these small batches at home, that the mom and pop stores aren't really going to have an opportunity to compete in the CBD market like the big box chains. So for manufacturing, I'm going to be required to get a license to manufacture. That license means that I'm paying for the license, but then I'm going to have to register every product that I sell. And each product has a $200 fee that goes along with it. I'll add they put a $1,000 cap on that, but it's not really very helpful. So when I make a product that has different varieties, like these lip balms that I'm going to show you, this is going to require each scent variety is going to require a $200 registration fee. So for every product that I make, they want a label, copy of the label, they want the whole thing registered, all the ingredients, the CBD content, and sampling. This is where I differ from some of my fellow farmers is when it comes to sampling. So the sampling requirements state that I need to test for microbials, heavy metals, solvents, and pesticides. I did find a company that could do that, and I think it's just shy, if not like right at $300 for that sampling. So when I talk about making oil in 2-gallon batches and having that 2 gallons of oil sampled, each 2-gallon batch is going to have its own fingerprint. So in essence, every product that I make with a new batch of oil is going to need to be registered again as a new product. So in essence, it's $550 in fees for me to manufacture one product, one batch of one product that I make. Now, you can imagine that I'm probably not gonna, I mean, that's $550 in this guy before I have even talked about the materials, labor, you know, labeling that it goes into this product to begin with. And then to have that apply for each scent variety that I make, it really hampers my ability to explore new products or even have the time to fill out the paperwork that's going to be required to introduce a new product. But then everything that's in my inventory has to be re-registered before I put it on the market. So, I mean, my thought, I don't differ in the sense that I don't want to do sampling for microbials, pesticides. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me because people are selling things at the farmer's market that they grew in a garden that they're not providing the same level of analysis for, and people are taking that home to eat with their kids. And I'm using all organic methods to grow and all natural methods to grow. I've been completely all natural in how I treat the flower and making the oils and making my products all natural. But because that CBD is in there, all of a sudden, like it's different than a lavender farmer, you know, growing lavender and infusing that and sticking it in a body butter. I've got to go do, you know, $300 worth of sampling and then register each one of those products. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. However, I would be willing to sample my crop. It's all one contiguous crop area. So it would make sense to me that I would be able to do that level of testing one time on the crop and say this is representative of the whole thing and have that sample result tag along with every product that I make after that. That makes a lot of sense to me because then I have the results, but it's not for every individual batch. And if you consider that there's more than just my product going into here. There's shea butter in this one and jojoba oil and argan oil. Those people making those things that I'm buying to put in here are not doing that sampling. But I'm going to be providing sample results on their ingredients. And we don't do that for, you know, the stuff we go and buy at Walmart. Like that level of sampling is just not out there. So I'm not really following the logic behind that as far as being an in-state manufacturer and retailer. That doesn't make a lot of sense for me. If, you know, these big box stores that come in from Florida and fill up a store overnight with an entire, you know, store full of inventory, you know, we want to be business friendly here, but I certainly don't want to be at a disadvantage as a home state business. So being part of the cooperative has kept me in the loop as far as the legislation that's coming about and who I need to talk to and when we need to talk to people. And I've definitely been really active, an active participant with the legislators here and trying to discuss the issues. I've written my story about what the legislation that's proposed means for me, and I've shared it with everybody. I don't get a lot of feedback, but I do get some feedback on it, and I'm hoping that just sharing my story will, on that detailed level, is going to help shape what happens with that legislation in the end. It's not that I completely disagree with it. I do agree with it, but there's got to be a better way and a way that's more cost effective and friendly to me as a local, you know, homegrown, proud product. So that's pretty much it for me on my rant and legislative rant and, you know, what's going on with production. I don't mind talking about the recipes and how I've made stuff and how I go about it. I'm trying to separate like the business from the whole purpose of my YouTube channel, which was to talk about farming and what it's like coming out of the gates and fresh into the industry. I probably won't do unless I get some comments and feedback, or people want to know. I'm happy to make videos on that, but otherwise I'm going to try and stick with farming. If you want to support my store and see, if you followed my channel and watched what's happened and you want to try some of BHHG hemp flower for yourself, I am in love with the things that I've made. I don't come up with a final product until it's met like what I expect whenever I'm going to purchase these types of products. And I work really hard to keep them clean and natural. Can't call them organic because I don't have the certification, but just as natural as possible on both the growing side and the production side. I always say I'm from the field to the jar. I'm unique. I'm a single family farm and woman-owned DBE, and I'm really proud of that. I'm proud of the work that has gone into hemp farming, and I'm proud of the work that's, and all of the lessons that I've learned in making these products. I hope it's helpful to you. I don't like doing these videos sitting down. It just is awful. And if you have any questions or I've just rambled about something, leave me a comment. I try and get back with everybody. It adds to the dialogue, and other people read and learn as well. So, but if you'd like to know more about any of these things that I've been doing, let me know. Check out my store. I put a lot of work into it. I really like how it turned out. I had a friend that took some professional pictures of my products, so they look really beautiful. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you, everybody, for your support. Happy farming.